I don't. When I say it's the greatest weekend in the English football calendar, I don't just say it verbatim. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I treat this competition like an older football fan would in its traditional sense. Like if it's FA Cup third round weekend, I don't want to do anything else.
Hello and welcome back to Off the Crossbar podcast with myself, Regan, Walsh and Bradley Morris. As always, it's the Thursday show and that means it's preview time. And this week we talk all things FA Cup. How are you today, Brad?
I need this podcast now to distract me from the bullshit going on in this world right now.
Exactly. I mean, what's happening across the pond from us is ridiculous. However, we'll stay away from that. We're a football podcast. We talk strictly football, and there's been a lot happening in the world.
I love how we always say that, yeah, we always start with political references.
We'll always get one in there. So it's the FA Cup weekend, as we said. And as it is FA Cup weekend, or as my co-presenter says, the greatest weekend in football, it is third round action where Premier League sides enter the competition for the first time, and we have got some big ties to look forward to and some potential cup shocks on the cards. So it's the third round. Big teams are entering. You have a love for the FA Cup. What is that love for you for?
When I say it's the greatest weekend in the English football calendar, I don't just say it verbatim. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I treat this competition like an older football fan would in its traditional sense. Like if it's FA Cup third round weekend, I don't want to do anything else. I'm sitting down and I'm tuning in because I'm waiting for that big shock to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I get where you're coming from that standpoint, but my argument is, right, so we know Tottenham are playing Marine this weekend. Tottenham aren't going to be playing their stars.
You don't know that.
No, they're not going to be playing their stars.
This is Jose Mourinho who doesn't rest players for the sake of resting players.
Okay, he will do. So, and you always get the thing of managers complaining every season that there's too many games in the calendar. So they're not going to play their full strength squad. So they've got to play again in a few days' time against your Aston Villa next Wednesday. So he's going to rest some players there because obviously that is the bigger game, in my opinion. No disrespect to Marine. So he's going to play the youngsters. And I just don't see where, like, yes, for Marine and the lower league teams coming against the big teams, yeah, that gives you all the limelight and the money. But do you get the same excitement saying, like, if you lose 6-7-0 to Tottenham?
See, in this sense, to the lower league clubs, it is more about the money than it is, the game itself. Just getting drawn against someone like Tottenham is massive for Marine. The third round is the cup final to them.
Yeah, 100. I agree. And what you're saying with the money is here's what I'm going to suggest, because you'll always get a manager, whether it's pre-match or post-match, or later on in the season, they'll be complaining about the fixture list and having too many fixtures. Why don't they just say, right, League One and below, you play in the FA Cup. You don't enter the Carabao Cup or whatever it's going to be called. You don't enter that in Premier League and Championship clubs. You enter the Carabao Cup only. Then you're reducing about 6 to 7 fixtures off your fixture list, and it's not as congested.
Yeah.
The money stays the same for both competitions.
I fully do see the League Cup as it is, and it'll be scrapped.
You think the League Cup? You think the League Cup will go before the FA Cup will?
Yes. English football, you could always say will be finished if the FA Cup ever gets disbanded. That's the word.
Yeah. I don't think you will.
So we're just going to scrap domestic competitions as a whole just to suit games on.
No, it's so. What I'm suggesting is that you don't have to do like the lower league teams, that you don't have to do all this like preliminary rounds, first round, blah blah blah, until you get to the first round proper. I obviously feel like the teams in the 12th and whatever tier you can enter the FA Cup from, they'll do all them rounds still. And then basically the round for 2 or 3 will be what it is like now, but it's the start of the competition. So the money comes in straight away, and it's a quicker way tournament to the final rather than, and then obviously the Carabao Cup, you just start it at the 3rd round and go from there, because there's not that many teams in it, as there would only be the 64 teams in it. No, 44 teams, sorry, my maths was incredibly wrong there. 44 teams, so you can just have the set games in, and then it reduces the fixture list. You don't have to worry about potential injuries as much, and it just gives a bit of relief to the players, I think.
Yeah, obviously going in with players, that's a debate in itself. But I can't look past the value of it to those smaller clubs.
Oh yeah.
Like, we shouldn't be appeasing to the big clubs who couldn't give less fucks about this tournament.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at from a big club, because obviously I'm a big club supporter, and I'm looking at it from the big club's standpoint. If you remember last season, Jurgen Klopp didn't show up to their, was it Carabao Cup game?
It was the Carabao Cup game against us, and then they sort of halfway followed suit with the FA Cup.
Exactly. Like Neil Critchley led the, was it Neil
I just find that incredibly wrong.
Yeah, so the big teams don't care about it until it gets to about the quarterfinals, semi-finals. So if we just say, right, the big teams, the big Premier League and Championship teams, you just do that one competition, and the FA Cup teams, you do the other competition, then it gives, like, it's more, I think it would give more meaning to it in that sense, because Premier League teams against Premier League teams and Championship teams in the one competition, they're going to field their stronger players and not put out such of a weak side. And, you know, League One and below, they're always going to put out their big teams for the FA Cup. And that's where I think it would make it better.
Yeah, but just to end it with the Carabao Cup or League, I hate calling it the Carabao Cup, but it's the League Cup. It's always the League Cup to me.
To me, it's the Carling Cup.
I just don't hate calling it the sponsors. That competition was ruined the second sponsors took it over.
Yeah, but they've had sponsors for fucking years.
I know, but that competition is dying. Sadly. Yeah. As much as I hate to say that competition will not be here in the next 10 years.
No.
But sticking on the FA Cup, what other competition are you going to get a part-time construction worker line up against the England captain?
Well, true.
That's beautiful. That is proper football. If you go for the proper football, working class football fan, that's just the dream, innit?
Yeah, it is incredible scenes when you do see it. But right, so can you remember the last FA Cup game you watched?
That I watched fully?
Yeah, the full 90 minutes. Not attended, watched.
So it was the last round. There was the one, I can't remember who it was, but I had it on.
Right, so you've had one in the second round.
Yeah, well, I was at it.
The last FA Cup game, I don't even think I couldn't tell you who the two finalists were last season.
It was Arsenal and Chelsea.
I mean, I'll take your word for it.
So word for it, Aubameyang dropped the trophy.
I genuinely do. I
don't
remember.
Was this July or August? But this wasn't even half a year ago.
We've had so much happen in the world since then. Genuinely, the last FA Cup I can fully remember watching, and this is no word of a lie, and it's because I was there, was Chelsea versus Southampton in the FA Cup semi-final in 2018. That was genuinely the last time I feel like I watched an FA Cup game.
I feel always sorry for you.
That was a good game, and it was a good day out.
Yeah, you're not in a bad way. You've missed out on a lot since.
That's the thing. Like I feel like when the FA Cup's on now, I don't look for it. I like I was saying on the show on Monday, I kept thinking of the Premier League automatically rather than the FA Cup. I just don't think of the FA Cup. I don't know if it's just me or other fans don't have that. Might not have the same feeling as I do, but for me, I just don't think of it.
I know what it is. You're very much in the modern day football fan mindset. The FA Cup appeals to a certain generation still.
Yeah.
So, and don't get me wrong, I'll have moments like you where I'm like, I don't care about this. It's the fifth
Yeah.
round. My team are out, and you look at who's left. It's like, ugh, it's them again. And you're just like, no. But then you see a BBC advert, the magic of the cup. Come on, lads. And I'm hooked right back in every year.
No. I just don't like. I know this weekend, right? So there's a lot of other sports on.
The third round this year looks a lot more interesting than it has in quite a few years.
For me, I don't think I'll watch any of the games. Like, I think I'll be doing other stuff this weekend to pass the Saturday and Sunday rather than sit down watching the FA Cup. I mean, am I checking? Like, the only way I'm going to watch the FA Cup is by, and I'm giving him a shout out here, is watching Ben Foster's highlights against Man United from his GoPro in goal. Apart from that, I genuinely don't think I'll watch the FA Cup because
with how much they're trending. If Marcus Rashford plays, scores, he used to go up to that camera and just be like, Boris, feed the kids.
A bit like Jamal Lowe did for Swansea last weekend. It was really
hero. Absolutely. Ben Foster's just as much of a hero for pointing out.
Yeah. Did you see his tweet though after that?
The
game, that moment where it was brilliant. But yeah, for me, the magic of the the cup competitions, especially the FA Cup and the League Cup, has gone for me as a supporter of a big team. Obviously, for the minnows, as they are called, it's always going to be there. Like you say, he works a 9 to 5 job Monday to Friday, and then this Saturday he's playing against an England international or what have you.
Marine Stadium is around the back of a block of houses. You didn't say for the last game, it was just a row of houses and a load of Marine flags up.
Did see a picture of it.
It's so heartbreaking. There's no fans there this year.
I think that's what's making it even worse for me.
That was something I needed to debate. You were talking about the money, but it's the money benefits for those lower league clubs that's so massively important, and even more nowadays when that money is so hard to come by.
Oh yeah, but that's why I think especially with what we've gone on in this last year in the world,
that was it.
If they just said right, second or third round proper for the lower league teams, you get what you'd get later on in the competition, and the big teams don't get the money for, because you never know. Not necessarily Marine because of how far down they would go, but say
I've got a story for this. I got a story for this. It was
go on.
Story for this. Sorry, a story for this earlier in the rounds, because I have 2 people in my uni group. So they work at Eastleigh, who made it to, I can't remember what round they made it to, but they got to the main stages. And it was just, you hear from them how much that means. Your perception just changes, and you think outside of your own club. And you remember just how much bigger the wider game is.
Yeah, I understand. Well,
I understand where you come from.
Like I said, if they said, right, the finances, so it goes to like the round prior, if that makes sense now. So what the teams will get for winning in round 3, they get for round 2. That's how you can help the lower league clubs survive nowadays with how it's going, rather than.
What else is crucial as well as TV picks. I think some of the TV picks have been disgraceful.
I mean, I obviously know.
You can guarantee it. Marie Tottenham, I think, I can't remember if it's either BBC or BT, but it's on, thank God. But for some reason, we need to say Arsenal versus Newcastle.
Yeah, I don't know why we need to.
Do we really need to say that? I swear, Man U Watford's probably on as well, isn't it? I wouldn't put it against it. I swear Man City and
probably say
live streamed as well.
I know they did say a select few of the games are going to be available on the FA Player. Man United Watford's on BT Sport, and Man City Birmingham City is on the BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, that is a more fair one.
Yeah, some of them games, they don't need to be on TV.
You don't want to see no Premier League game. That's not what you're tuning in the FA Cup for. You're tuning in for something like Marine and Tottenham.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can check, but it's Stockport and West Ham one.
Yeah, that's on BT Sport 1 on Monday night.
So thank God, even more so with fans not being able to attend these games. The revenue those non-league clubs would be getting just from fans coming.
Yeah. Like, it is definitely important, the revenue this season, because of the fans not being able to attend the games. Right. So,
just to find, I would love this to go around just to get almost a discourse going on this debate, because it's an interesting one, and I get both sides of it.
yeah, I fully agree. I'm not like saying I'm fully against the FA Cup, but as a supporter of a Big Six club, I would rather have less fixture congestion and just have one cup competition as well as like the Premier League and Champions League, or Premier League and Europa League to focus on.
I mean, you haven't got to worry about your team winning it. You'll get to the semi-final and lose.
We'll get onto that in a bit. But here's what I'd say though. So if my idea of saying like Premier League Championship teams can do that. So, well, not actually the idea, but I had another one was like, so Aston Villa, would you rather Aston Villa win the FA Cup and say finish mid to low table in the Premier League, or not win the FA Cup but get into Europe?
See, I'm almost going to follow my dad's way of things. It's because this is going to sound mad to you. I could wait for Europe. I've gone years without not seeing my team in Europe.
Yeah.
The FA Cup in mid-table.
Okay.
All day. Just this is story of my dad. He's seen everything: Champions League, League Cups, all the trophies. I haven't seen a single major trophy since I've been born.
Yeah.
The FA Cup is the only one he hasn't seen. And he just said, every time he tells me, I just want to see my team win the FA Cup. I don't get anything else. I just want the FA Cup.
Yeah. It's understandable, but for me, as a United supporter, I've seen Man United win everything. We've won the Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, Europa League, FIFA Club World Cup, the UEFA Super Cup.
I've seen one of that.
Like, we've won everything. Like, the only enjoyment now would be like, okay, we haven't won a Champions League in 12 years. Or now 13, depending on timing, obviously. That would be good to see. And it's been 7 years since we've won a Premier League title. Again, that is something that would be good to see. And
to someone like me, it's always insulting when you get them say, "Oh, we haven't won a league in 7 years. It's the end of the world." Oh, It's insulting to me.
Yeah, well,
that's a debate. That's a different debate in itself. Anyway.
Oh, 100%. Right. A little earlier than scheduled than what we usually do on the show. It's Did You See That?
Oh, you missed it! I do not believe what I've just seen! Very interesting! Oh! Something weird is going on. Shit! Did you see that?
And this week we have an incredible, unbelievable story. It's one that I just can't put into words of what has happened.
The problem, it's telling me to sign in.
What? Does it really tell you to sign in?
I have one, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't use it, but yeah.
That'd be a lot easier because there's so much stuff that I want to send you on Instagram, but I didn't know whether you had an Instagram or not.
No, I'm not a normal person. I'm stuck in the old ways. I'm a traditionalist.
You're a boomer.
Boomer, I'm 24. Just allow me.
Boomer. Don't use Instagram.
Why have you sent me a clip of Fireman Sam?
Read the caption and watch the pass.
What?
That's why I was sniggering a couple of minutes ago.
It's Dennis Bergkamp-esque.
That's why I was starting to snigger whilst I was getting.
If Messi's done that, Messi does that. We're all talking about that for a week.
Right, let me just go and pose myself, and then I'll be ready to go again.
So was that? Did you see that?
Yes. So the incredible story that I'm talking about here on Did You See That is Didier Lamkelzee of Royal Antwerp. So there's been rumours of him getting a move away from the club to Greek side Panathinaikos. So obviously, your agent tells you of the move. You're like, okay, I'm willing to go. Let's see if the club are willing to accept the offer or whatever their club has bid. They've obviously rejected it. He's a little bit annoyed, and to stage his annoyance, to stage his protest, he turns up to training in rival team Anderlecht's shirt with Yannick Bolasie on the back, for those that remember Yannick Bolasie's time at Anderlecht, and then tries to get into the training ground, at which the security guards don't let him in. If that is not the most petty way of trying to get a transfer out of that club, I don't know what is.
There was better security and there was Anderlecht, the Royal Antwerp doors, than there was at the US Capitol.
I agree. Well done on getting the political joke in there.
Mesut Ozil, I don't think it. So that's all I needed to do. Just turn up in the Tottenham shirt and they would have let me leave. Oh.
Would have been so much easier. Could have left 12 months ago.
All the leagues as well, thinking, oh, fuck me, for what I had the worst story.
That is honestly... when I saw that yesterday, I was just like, that is the most incredible story you can think of and way of getting a transfer out of the club. I think he has since apologised and continued to train with the club. But, I mean, that is definitely something special, if you ask me.
I mean, big praise for wearing the Yannick Bolasie shirt.
Yes. If we gave out awards for shithousery, he would definitely have one there for it.
But there's too many shithousery awards out there right now.
Yeah. Right, and another little, not quite, did you see that, but nice story that with Daniel Maldini, the son of Paolo Maldini and the grandson of Cesar Maldini, coming on yesterday for AC Milan in their league game against Juventus. That means now the Maldini family has played 1,000 Serie A games for AC Milan. Just league games for that family is ridiculous. 1,000.
The dynasty.
I think dynasty is a bit of an understatement.
Oh, maybe.
Because Cesar Maldini played 347 games for them. Paolo played 647, and yesterday was Daniel's 6th game for them. I mean, if you think of AC Milan, you think of the Maldini family name now. It is.
And with how they're going right now, they're potentially bringing the good times back, and it's a Maldini in the same.
Yeah, and I think that would be all Maldinis have won a league title then, which is an incredible feat. I mean, the only way you see that being matched or passed, it would be if Lionel Messi's kids go on to play for Barcelona, or someone like Ryan Giggs, Gareth Barry over here.
Just Cristiano Jr., just ripping the world records off.
Yeah.
But he ain't going to matter because Pele's now recorded over 600 goals since.
Yes, because I mean, he says he scored.
He's been playing FIFA a lot lately.
1,283 goals now. Pele stands at, apparently, according to his.
He's been for 40 years, isn't it?
I know. Incredible. The man scores goals without doing anything. Right.
Onto sometimes on FIFA.
Onto our FA Cup preview now, and I'll hand over to you to lead the way in the preview here.
Do you want to start with Marine and Tottenham?
Yeah, might as well, as it's the big game of the weekend, or the most talked about game.
It's very hard to speak in these games for team selections because nobody has a clue.
No, I don't think Jose's had his press conference yet either to say what team selection he's going to do.
Yeah. But I just like to discuss more inside Marine itself. So, Jose Mourinho is going to a tiny little stadium in Crosby. The Instagram in itself is mesmerising.
Mm.
Do you want a wide dressing room?
Go on then.
Doing his team talk in what they call the Arriva Suite.
The Arriva Suite.
The Arriva Suite is a function room for weddings and discos.
I mean, technically, a lot of teams have been doing
They
that this season because
They're
of
getting changed at a wedding venue.
Yeah, but a lot of teams have had to use press conference rooms and all other stuff because of COVID, so they can socially distance. Because I mean, they probably will have an actual away dressing room.
And no, really, the chairman, Daniel Levy, will be welcomed in with his travelling party, and they will be presented with 5-star lunchboxes.
Lunchboxes?
Literally on British it says 5-star, 5-star lunchboxes.
What's a 5-star lunchbox?
Predict what's in there. What could they be serving Harry Kane and the rest of his teammates?
I don't. Caviar?
I mean, that's strong.
Clotted cream and scones or scones? I'm not going to get into that debate.
I mean, try and get Harry Kane to pronounce scones, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to watch that one. But the shot of them walking off the bus to the stadium itself is gonna be fantastic.
Yes, definitely.
The second game was. Let's just glance quickly on Villa Liverpool, shall we?
Which is tomorrow night.
It is one of the opening games.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how we're going to go into this.
Why? Are you expecting us to go
Okay.
all out?
To go for it.
Yeah, you'd rather the team go all out and try and win it.
Yeah, because I don't think Liverpool will.
No, I think they'll be more concentrated on the league this season, Liverpool.
Although, let's be honest, they could field the starting 11 and still batter them.
Oh, yeah. Just flick back a few months when they got beat 7-2 by us.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I still think we'll make the odd change here and there. But I think the likes of Grealish, Watkins, Conser, they're probably still going to feature.
Yeah, probably.
Considering we've had longer than a week off, I wouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah. I think this season you got to say Villa. It's one of them seasons where you have a good cup run as well as continue league form, and I think you could actually win that.
No, don't make me dream. Yeah, I'd like to dream, but you look, we had FA Cup runs over the last bit have been terrible. Since the 2015 run, which we got to the final, we haven't gone past the fourth round.
Wow.
And only one of those games was actually the fourth round.
Yeah.
So
the last. Well, maybe your good fortunes will change this weekend.
Yeah. Just to obviously glance for people that didn't know, there are, as of recording, one game postponed. We're expecting. I think it's probably going to be.
Yep, still the one game.
Yeah,
which is Southampton versus Shrewsbury Town, due to the League One club having a number of positive cases of COVID-19 and unable to field a starting 11.
Yeah, I guess if it's fair to Shrewsbury, they deserve at least a proper chance at it.
Yes.
The other one who was at threat of being called off, but I think we believe now it's not going to be for obvious reasons. Chorley versus Derby County.
Yes. So Derby County
so that's Chorley versus the Derby reserves.
And under 23s and under 18s. Yeah, so Derby have had a outbreak of COVID in their first team, and there's going to be no first team players or coaches at the game, as far as I'm aware, and the squad will be made up of under 23s and under 18s players for the game on Saturday afternoon against non-league Chorley.
You definitely sense the shock in that one, if you could even call it a shock.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it's a shock because it's like the size of the clubs and the divisions. But like you say, if Chorley were to win that, it's not a shock because of the selection issues that Derby have.
And then we'll just go with another. So Stockport against West Ham.
Monday evening.
Yeah, Monday night. Same thing.
Yes. Yeah, that has the potential for there to be an FA Cup shock. I mean, I don't know. Again, we don't know the team news and that. But yeah, I think West Ham in the FA Cup. I don't know. You never know what
It
type
depends
of.
if West Ham will go for it. They should win that on paper pretty easily. I don't know enough about Stockport County. I still remember Stockport County being in League One all those years ago.
For me, I think wouldn't surprise me that if Stockport do try and sneak a late win here and cause a bit of
Stockport
an upset
as well. So.
Yeah, all the.
Here's one that I know you'll be interested in because it's do or die for Frank Lampard.
Yeah, I do think if he does lose this one, surely he has to be gone now. If they lose that this weekend.
Oh, he'll walk out himself. He knows this.
So that game's on Sunday afternoon at Stamford Bridge. I think Chelsea will go with a young squad. You could probably see the likes of Billy Gilmore, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham. I think you'd see them get more game time.
Is it Tino Anjorin as well? The one who gets the odd game now and again.
Yes,
He'll be all over this.
Maybe see Kepa.
The boys will play Werner. You know, the man's desperate for a goal.
If they play him and he doesn't score, worst signing of the season confirmed.
I mean, that's a different podcast.
We'll save that for later on in the season once the season is done.
But he'll play and then he'll come out and say, "Oh, I didn't realise these non-league defenders were."
Yeah, so good.
We're so physical.
Yeah.
I said non-league for a joke. I know they're in League 2. They're doing actually pretty well. They've had a pretty okay start to their season, Walker. So, yeah, you never know.
Potential for some upsets.
There's way more games that I could pick out there, but we'll be here all day trying to speak about all of them.
Yes, so we'll head over to Predictions League now. I just want to pick you up from the last show. I haven't made a mistake because I did listen to a further podcast back and you were on 22, 24 points, so I haven't made a mistake.
So you went to VAR even though I was joking?
I didn't know whether you were joking or being serious.
I was definitely joking.
Okay, well, I had gone to VAR and I was right. So, as always, 6 games to choose from. This time we're going...
We don't stop the count here, Sunshine.
You choose 3, I'll choose 3, and we get in our predictions. So, your 3 games, please.
Interesting. There's quite a few games that you can be a bit like, oh, I don't know where that's going to go. So, the first one, we'll go early Saturday, 12 o'clock kick-off, potential non-league scalp. Boreham Wood against Millwall.
At Meadow Park.
Millwall have been mixed this season.
Very mixed in the Championship this season. And I'm going to go for an early upset. I'm going to go Boreham Wood to win 1-0.
It is at Boreham Wood as well.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been 2-1. It's Boreham Wood.
You didn't ask me how I know the name of the stadium.
I mean, I think I would. I know the name of the stadium. I said it. I know.
Arsenal women play there, by the way.
Yes, I know. Yes.
Okay, what's your second game?
Yeah, second game. I'll go for the 3 o'clock derby of QPR against Fulham.
Jesus, Queen's Park Rangers versus Scott Parker's Fulham. Wow, I don't even know. See, Fulham are one of them teams where you never know what type of Fulham's going to turn up. But again, QPR aren't having the best of seasons in the Championship. So for that reason, I'm going to go with 2-1 to Fulham.
Fulham, I think, will make quite a few changes for this, despite the derby appeal. I'm going to go 1-1.
See if we'll have a replay
Actually,
of it.
are there even replays? I've never thought about this. I don't think there's replays. I think they're scrapped for this year.
I can't fucking tell you, actually. That's a good question.
I feel like they would have scrapped it because of fixture congestion.
Just give me a second.
It's weird that we didn't even think about that.
No, there isn't any replays.
Yeah, I'll scrap the 1-1 then because they'll just give it time.
Extra time or penalties. Before we carry on.
Technically, we could still go 1-1 just with the pens.
Okay, so you're going to go 1-1.
I'll go 1-1, and I think Fulham win on pens.
Yep. Before we carry on, I'm just going to get a bit of breaking news out. That has literally just come through in the last few seconds, and that is Aston Villa have confirmed that the club has closed its Bodymore Heath training ground by the club as of 1 minute ago. So there isn't any story whether their game on Friday night is in doubt against Liverpool, but I would imagine so.
You'd think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, game 3 of your predictions?
That's distracted me now. Just that punishment was Manchester City and Birmingham City.
Why is that punishment?
Oh, you'll find out.
4-0 Man City.
8-0 Man City. no, right there, no. I'll go 3-0 Man City.
Okay, well, accident. I put 3-9. I put 9-3 to Birmingham then on accident. Right, my 3.
3-0 Man City. Just confirm it's 3-0.
Yeah, it is 3-0. My 3 games are the East Midlands derby between Stoke City and Leicester City.
They consider going with that.
And that, for me, I am going to go with a 2-0 Leicester win.
We've seen when they rest all their players against Palace. And Stoke have had their moments this year. No, I'll go 2-0 Leicester.
Okay, so you go in the exact same scoreline as I did. I'm going to throw in another. I'm going to throw in another low league tie and go with Cheltenham versus Mansfield Town.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So we've got
not doing too bad.
So we're going to have no prior, or well, we might have prior knowledge, but we're not. I'm going to go Mansfield 1-0.
I'll go 3-1 to Mansfield.
Okay. And then the final game that I'm going to throw up is... Where's a nice upset that could happen? Crawley Town versus Leeds United.
Shit.
The Red Devils versus the Lily Whites of Leeds, or whatever Leeds' nickname is.
They're definitely not called the Lily Whites.
No, that's Fulham.
It's not even Fulham, is it?
It is.
Is it? Oh, I'm getting confused with Tottenham. Oh. No, 3-0 Leeds.
You don't think an upset's happening on the
I don't
cards?
know. I would be surprised if they even rested most of their squad.
Okay. I'm going to go with 2-1 Leeds. I know it's not an upset, but I think it's going to be a close game. And you've gone 3-0 Leeds, did you say? Okay. So a reminder for everyone listening, Brad's on 28 points. I'm on 49 heading into this weekend.
This is a fraud unlike the likes any which has ever been seen.
Right, so that's the Premier League, FA Cup, sorry, not Premier League, really need to start saying that. Talked about elsewhere in the world of football, where should we start? Women's football, that returns after its 2-week Christmas break this week. Well, hopefully, we don't know whether there's going to be any games going on ahead of this. So we've had one game already confirmed as postponed, and that's Man City versus West Ham, due to a number of positive cases in the Manchester City team, and injuries amongst the Man City team, so they have requested the WSL cancel it, and they have agreed to do so. There's also talk about Arsenal versus Aston Villa on Saturday as well being
You
postponed.
could probably
Again,
rule that one out now.
there's no confirmation whether it's like men and women in it.
They do train similar, so I wouldn't put it past it.
Yeah, and Arsenal have also had some positive tests returned. Before we continue, there hasn't been any confirmed players of Man City or Arsenal, but there was a select, I think about 4 or 5 of them, had not together, obviously, but they had travelled to Dubai, where they have contracted the coronavirus, which is a stupid thing to have done from any player involved. They've put themselves at risk and now got the coronavirus, and they've put themselves and their club in a bad limelight, and they all because they couldn't sacrifice themselves and just stay at home for one Christmas. It's only a fortnight as well that they've had off. They could have just stayed at home and it would have been fine, and we wouldn't have to have had any postponements. And the fact that they're allowing it to be postponed is ridiculous, because Bristol City earlier on in the season, they had some cases and they still had to play their game. And there's a time where Birmingham City were only able to allow I think 13 players, because they only had 2 substitutes available, and they still had to play their game. So the fact that Man City and Arsenal have been given somewhat of a leeway is crazy.
Well, I feel like that's just down to the situation the whole country's in right now.
Elsewhere in the world of women's football, Everton versus Manchester United is set to take place on Sunday at 12 o'clock. Bit of good news for Everton over the winter break, and that was manager Willie Kirk signed a new contract at the club, as well as they've managed to confirm the permanent signing of Claire Esmalé with them for a couple of years. So good news there. Willie Kirk's deal runs until 2023 with the club, and I think Claire Esmalé is a very similar deal as well. So good news for Toffees fans. Then Bristol City take on Brighton at 2 o'clock. Bristol City will be looking to get their first win of the season, whilst Brighton will be hoping to get back onto the winning side of things in the WSL after their run of 3 defeats in the league. Then Reading play Chelsea at the same time at the Majeski Stadium. Chelsea could hand a debut to new goalkeeper Zakira Musovic this weekend. There is no confirmed team news on that selection, so that's good news for Chelsea. Tottenham versus Birmingham City is at the same time, 2 o'clock at the Hive Stadium. A bit of Tottenham news today. They confirmed that they have managed to sign Alana Kennedy and Shalina Zadorsky on permanent transfers after their loans were set to finish very soon, and to coincide with the WSL, the women's version of the MLS season starting. So their deals have been confirmed until the end of the WSL season. Then, that is all the games. Sorry. I thought there was one more. And another bit of transfer news coming from Arsenal is they've confirmed the signing of Anna Patton, who spent the past 4 years over in America, and she has re-signed for the Gunners, and that was announced today. So that is all the transfer news and latest women's football in the WSL. Right. Our next segment is we're dropping back into what we did the other day, and that is, I've forgotten what it was called now.
We just decided to give it the joke of the name of the alternative game.
Yes, the alternative game. So this is where we pick a game.
We've gone from saying we don't want to do this all the time to now doing it twice in a row. Doesn't really enjoy it that much. No, this won't be every show. We will space ourselves out.
Yes. So basically, if you didn't listen to the show earlier on in the week, we select a game from history, and we have to see if we can try and name some of the players in the starting 11. This week is FA Cup week, so we decided to go with some FA Cup games, and Brad said he would be going first in trying to guess. So the game I've gone for, Brad, is Aston Villa versus Blackburn in the third round back in 2010, so 11 years ago now. Aston Villa won the game 3-1, and it was at Villa Park, and it was refereed by Howard Webb, if that gives you any help at all.
I was there in person. Young me. I have to say the number. Just whether I have to say the number. Just to change it up. You should only be able to get one wrong.
Just one wrong.
Yeah, one mistake and you're finished. You can make one mistake and then bang.
Okay.
You can't make another.
So how many do you think?
I'm not confident in naming all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say 8.
So 8 out of the 18 you think you can name.
Yeah.
Okay, fire away, and I'll tell you if you're right.
Brad Guzan's the goalkeeper.
Yep.
Who would have been centre back? We have Richard Dunn.
He's on the substitutes bench, so you're lucky there.
And I'm saying James Collins as well.
Yep, James Collins is there.
Steve Sidwell.
Amongst the substitutes.
James Milner.
That's your one wrong.
Dropped Milner completely. Oh, shite. What, John Carew?
Yep.
So I would have got 4.
Yep.
Should I have said 5?
No.
6. So I've said Guzan, Dunn, Collins, Sidwell, Carew.
Yes.
Steve.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm keeping better count than you are. Fucking hell. Did he play in the Rockwood? I'll just remember one. D'Alfonso.
Yep.
Because he scored. It was his first goal, I think.
Scored after 12 minutes. Not that's only used to anyone.
He did. Oh, shit. I'll take a punt, because I think he came off the bench and scored. Did Gabriel Bonmore come on?
No, Ekpan Lahore wasn't in the squad.
Damn it.
And that's
Okay,
that your
that means you
so
just
managed to get 5.
Oh, it was 6.
6, sorry, 6. Yes, sorry. Well, so the team was, and I'll run through it: Brad Guzan, Carlos Cuellar,
Fucking
Stephen Warnock,
I knew there was a left back.
James Collins. I don't know who the hell was Bay. Beye.
Nathan Baker.
No, not Baker. Bay. Is it Hubbard Bay?
Habib Bay.
Yeah. He was there. He was in the team. Stuart Downing, Ashley Young, Fabian Delph, Nigel Reo-Coker, Emil Heskey.
He did play Heskey, the bastard.
Brad Friedel, Luke Young.
Luke Young. I was thinking Young. I thought,
Mark Brighton.
I said Brighton. I thought it was too early.
And Stilian Petrov.
It's the bench ones. I should have just. Shall I go to my one?
Yeah.
So you just need to name me 6 to draw, 7 to win of the Liverpool team from their 5-3 classic against Luton Town in 2006.
Okay. So in goal, I'm going to go with Jerzy Dudek. Is that right?
He's not in it.
Okay, so I've got that one.
Your lifeline's gone.
Okay. So I'll go with Stephen Gerrard.
Stevie G's in.
Daniel Agger.
Bottle job.
Daniel Agger's not in that team.
Daniel Agger is nowhere near this.
He was there at that time, wasn't he?
He's not even on the bench. Just about, I pulled up the squad. He's there, but he's not in this squad for this game. He's not in it. You've lost. You failed.
Okay, I wouldn't have got the keeper. I've just got the
keep
team
going
up
through.
now.
We always say to go through. Scott Carson. You wouldn't have got.
No, I would have went with Jersey Dudek or Pepe Reina for that as the keeper. Then.
Must have just signed from at this point.
Yeah, we might have joined in the following summer.
This defence, and you went Daniel Agger, Steve Finnan, Sammy Hippier, Jamie Carragher, and John Onorisa.
I just didn't think of Sammy Hippier, that's why I went Danny Agger.
Momo Sissoko.
Yeah.
And you forgot the man who's literally, this game is known for his halfway line goal.
Xavi Alonso.
Crouchy.
Crouchy. Harry Kewell.
Yeah, it says Harry Kewell. Jibril Cesar.
Yeah. Pepe Reina. Dietmar Hamann.
He came off the bench to score twice. Cinema on goal.
Mark Lamberg's the referee there, Jesus.
You
must have been a young.
dramatically.
If only we had we were allowed the normal 3, but you decided to change it for this one. Straight one. We were allowed.
That's way more drama.
To be fair, you did say you would struggle with that. What you call it? Aston Villa team, and you did get 2 wrong. So.
Yeah, but I still got 6 before.
You
went through positions. Go for the names.
Yeah, that was my mistake there.
Shit. Just bang me head on the microphone. That's fine.
Yes. So that is everything. As far as
we're
I'm
keeping
aware.
score, but it's on 2 to look down on that.
You can keep a score on that. I'll keep a score on.
Faces.
Whilst I'll continue to win the predictions league quite comfortably as well.
That's up to you. Which means more
predictions.
Was it technically the alternative game is more special because it's not every week?
Yeah, we've done it twice in 1 week.
Well, we won't see for another month now. Well done.
Hopefully.
Because you're such a loser.
Yes. Right. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with our FA Cup review. To talk about anything that's happened in the FA Cup, any big shocks and surprises, and obviously if anything else happens in the world of football. And don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow to preview have a look at all the transfer news that's going around the world of football at the minute.
You say it's tomorrow to us right now recording, but it'll be the same day this pod goes out.
Yes, sorry. I always do that mistake. It's because you managed to get it up on the same day. But yes, make sure you like, comment and subscribe wherever you are listening to, and enjoy your FA Cup weekend, and we'll see you at the start of next week or tomorrow or the same day whenever you're listening to us. So until then, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Brad.
Up the Marine.
And we'll see you soon.